Hey, Matt here from Dad vs. Camera, coming at you with more stuff about taking photos of your family at Christmas time. And what I want to focus on in this tip is how, when you're setting up for the family photo around the Christmas tree, now there's options. Maybe you're just taking a picture of your kids in front of the tree. Maybe you're taking a picture, you've got your camera on a tripod and you're taking a picture of the whole family. Maybe somebody else is taking the picture for you. Doesn't really matter. The point is this: nobody wants to be in your picture and they're not going to cooperate, and you're going to get upset. Your blood pressure is going to go through the roof. It's going to bust through the frame, and you're probably not going to get the picture. I know some people do, and kudos to you if you do, but most of us fail. I've failed at this, and then I've learned how to do it properly. So here is my advice. So first of all, you already know from other tips how to set up for lighting and all that kind of stuff. You already know from the other training I've given you that you have to know that stuff. If you thought you could bypass that stuff, no, you have to know it, or else you're going to get pictures that just don't work out. Okay, but here we go with like making people happy in your picture, making people actually want to be in the photo. So your kids probably don't understand how important this photo is. Like when you might be looking back at photos from when you were a kid and you love the fact that you have these photos, but think about it, you may have hated the experience. And I mean, kids just don't care about sitting in front of the camera. It doesn't make sense to them. They're off playing somewhere, nice and happy, and then you drag them in for a photo. Or even worse, they're out there and they're already miserable and you drag them in for the photo. So, or, one thing I've done is I've like hyped it up, like today we're doing our picture, blah, 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 and nobody cares. And then when it comes to picture time, they all kick and scream like they didn't know it was going to happen. And I'm just forcing them into it and nobody likes it. So I try and make it a shared experience. I let my 3-year-old and my 5-year-old play with the camera. Am I afraid they're gonna drop the camera? Yes, I'm afraid they're gonna drop the camera. Have they ever dropped it? No. Have I ever dropped the camera before? Yes, I have. So who cares? The camera still works. I'm making a video with it right here. So I let them take pictures. Right now, they are not so upset with me about wanting to get their photo when I let them take pictures too. So we make it a shared experience. The other thing is we're going to sit together in front of the tree maybe. I suggest sitting instead of standing. And I suggest it because of this, because you can put your arms around each other, you can tickle and stuff like that. So you've got your camera set up on a tripod or it's set up somewhere across the room, whatever, and you're all sitting in front of the Christmas tree, beside the Christmas tree, wherever the good light is, and you can sit together. When you put arms around each other, it's going to just feel more loving. Your kids probably enjoy it when you do that, and if they don't, that's another tip for another day. But so make it a shared experience. Let them take some pictures too. Don't worry, you're more likely to break the camera than they are. And then, and then you're going to get your group photo. You got your camera set up, you know what you're doing. I'm going to suggest that you put your camera on burst mode. There's this mode where it will, like, as long as you hold the shutter down, it'll keep taking pictures. So put it on that, consult your manual, figure out how to do that, and then put your camera on the timer. Go ahead and do the 10-second timer and make a game out of it. Make it like countdown to blast off, and then say something funny, do something. You got to be like a comedian. Jerry Seinfeld, whether you like him or not, is one of the world's greatest and history's greatest comedians, and he practices his butt off to get a routine that will make people laugh. You got to come up with a routine in front of the camera to make your kids laugh, and or something to make them smile. Maybe they don't necessarily have to bust out laughing, but they gotta smile. So we got a shared experience. We've got sitting. I'm suggesting sitting in front of the tree instead of standing, because I think it's going to look more cozy and more natural, and you can get your arms around each other and stuff. and you've got some kind of routine worked out to make your family happy. And I'm sorry if that sounds difficult to you, like you wanted to just snap a picture and be done with it, but your family deserves more. If Jerry Seinfeld fans deserve more, how much more does your family deserve? So then what else is there after that? Yeah, so I said put it on burst mode, where it'll go like click, 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 and then you put it on your timer. My camera does this. I don't know if yours doesn't, but my camera does this. It counts down from 10 seconds, light flashes, and then it goes like dee, 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 and then click, takes the picture. But on burst mode, it goes click, 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 and you'll get 3 pictures. So after the first shot, here's what always happens, right? You are the perfect family, and you do know all about lighting, and they look at the camera and they smile like pretty princesses and handsome princes, and it's all wonderful, but then they blink and it ruins the picture. So when it goes click, 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 you're probably going to get one where nobody's blinking. The other thing is, in that microsecond, you've got time to work with to like get a tickle out of your kids, but then click, click, click. So you're like tickling in anticipation or saying something funny, but then you had time to stop and smile, and it's click, click, click. People can blink, whatever's going on. So shared experience, let your kids use the camera, let them take pictures too. Show them a little bit of, I'm going to say, respect. I know it sounds weird to say that adults should respect kids, but I mean, don't just like use them for a photo. That's kind of weird. We don't use people for stuff, right? Let them come in and be part of the experience. Sit in front of your tree. It's more cozy. Know your settings and everything. Use burst mode and timer or remote if you've got one, and work on your routine. I cannot stress that enough. You need a routine. You need to study your family and figure out what gets laughs and what doesn't, and what gets cooperation and what doesn't. When is a good time of day to do this and when isn't? So there you go. I know that that's not what you wanted to hear. You wanted to hear some magic formula to make this happen, but that's what you got instead.